Welcome. I want you to get ready to question, well, pretty much everything you see, hear, and feel. In this explainer, we're going to dig into the fascinating and, yeah, kind of unsettling idea that your experience of reality, it's not the whole truth. It's something your brain is actively building for you every single moment. Okay, let's just dive right in. We're going to start with a little puzzle that pretty much broke the internet a while back because it shows, in a really simple way, just how easily our senses can be fooled. All right, I want you to listen closely to this little audio clip. Don't overthink it, just what's the first thing you hear? Ready? So, what'd you get? If you heard Yanny, you're in good company. But hey, if you heard Laurel, well, so did about half the planet. This one little clip started this massive, heated debate because people were absolutely positive about what they heard, even when their best friend sitting right next to them heard something totally different. So, who was right? Well, here's the wild part. The science behind it is fascinating. Everybody was right. See, the audio clip itself is ambiguous. It actually has both high and low frequency information baked into it. Your brain, without you even telling it to, just chose one to pay attention to. It created your own personal reality of that sound.
Okay, so our ears can be a little unreliable. But what about our eyes? I mean, seeing is believing, right? This one should be easy. Just take a look at this checkerboard. Which square is darker, A or B? It seems obvious, right? A is a dark square, B is a light square. Simple.
But they're not. They are the exact same shade of gray. I know, it feels impossible, but it's true. What's happening is that your brain is so smart, so used to how shadows work, that it automatically corrects the color of square B for you. It knows it's in a shadow, so it tells you it's a lighter square than it actually is. Your brain is literally editing reality to make it fit a pattern it already knows. So this is the really crucial point. This quote from neuroscientist Dr. Stephen Magnick just nails it. We don't experience the world directly. Our brains are constantly filtering, interpreting, and even changing what our senses pick up before we're ever consciously aware of it. We're living inside a perception of the world, not the world itself. Okay, so we know our brains are filtering and altering what we perceive. But that brings up a really big question. Why? What's the point of all this editing? What is it actually doing? Well, the answer completely flips how we think about perception. And this quote from another neuroscientist, Dr. Anil Seth, brilliantly sums up this core idea of modern neuroscience. Your brain isn't just a passive receiver, sitting there waiting for information to come in. No way. It's a proactive, predicting machine, and it's constantly making its best guess about what's out there and what's going to happen next. This idea is called predictive processing. And here's the best way to think about it. Your brain is constantly running a simulation of the world. It takes these tiny little scraps of information from your senses, and then it uses all your memories and past experiences to fill in all the blanks. Your reality? It's just your brain's best guess. Now, I know what you might be thinking. This sounds flawed, right? Why wouldn't we want the most accurate, high-definition picture of reality we can get? Well, it's because this ability to predict is an unbelievably powerful tool, one that's been sharpened by millions of years of evolution. See, your brain's number one job isn't to create a perfect photorealistic replica of the world. Its job is to keep you alive. And to do that, it needs a model of the world that's useful, one that lets you react quickly, efficiently, and stay out of trouble. And you use this predictive power all day, every single day. It's the reason you flinch before a punch actually lands. It's how you can catch a ball without having to consciously calculate its trajectory. These are split-second predictions, happening way below your conscious awareness, that let us move through the world safely. To really understand just how critical this predictive, self-regulating system is, we need to look at one of the most famous cases in the history of neuroscience. It's a story about what happens when a key piece of the brain's hardware is suddenly and violently removed. Meet Phineas Gage. In the mid-1800s, he was a railroad foreman, known for being reliable, hardworking, and just an all-around good guy. But in 1848, a freak accident with some blasting powder sent a 3-foot-long iron rod straight through his skull. Now, miraculously, he survived. He could still walk, he could talk, his memory was fine. But the man who came back wasn't the same Phineas Gage. That iron rod had obliterated a huge part of his prefrontal cortex, which is basically the part of the brain that handles self-control and decision-making. His entire personality changed. He became impulsive, profane, and totally unreliable. His friends famously said, Gage was no longer Gage. So, the mind-blowing realization from Gage's tragic story was this. Our personality, our ability to control our emotions, our sense of right and wrong, the very things that make you, you, they aren't some mysterious spirit or force. They're physically located in the soft, squishy tissue of your brain. They're part of that prediction and control machinery. So let's bring all this together. We've gone from hearing weird sounds to seeing colors that aren't there, all the way to the tragic story of Phineas Gage. What's the big takeaway for how we experience our own lives? This quote from Dr. Martinez Conde just sums it up perfectly. Your entire conscious experience is a grand simulation. It's a story your brain is telling itself. And because you are inside that simulation, looking out through the eyes of the main character, it feels completely 100% real. So if you remember one thing from all this, let it be this. You are not just a passive observer of the world, like a camera recording what's out there. You are an active participant in building your own reality. Your brain is constantly predicting, interpreting, and guessing to create the rich, vivid world you experience in every single moment. And that leaves us with one last kind of provocative thought to chew on. If your reality is a carefully controlled story your brain is telling itself, built from predictions and scraps of data, then what does that make you? Are you the storyteller? Are you the story? Or are you something else entirely? Definitely something to think about.